All right, welcome to rockstarter.com. I am here with recording artist Kevin Herchen. How you doing, Kevin?
Great. How you doing?
Great, excellent. So basically, I just want to talk to you about what you've been doing. I hear you've been doing some pretty awesome stuff, and you're up there in my hometown of Rhode Island, right?
Yep.
Cool, cool. So what have you been doing with your career? What's going on?
Well, it's jam-packed, especially in the summer. It seems like I have a winter set of gigs and a summer set of gigs, and because when the weather gets better, we go down to the beach and we hang out down there. So it's chock full. I got a lot of weddings, a lot of private parties, a lot of events going on, a lot of fundraising, which is nice. But steady bar gigs throughout, and just trying to get to that next step.
Cool. What are some of the places that you play in New England, southern New England, Rhode Island?
Mostly the bar scene. In the summer, like down at George's in Galilee.
Nice.
Blue on the water in East Greenwich. It's great.
Yep.
And a lot of the locals around here, which is PJ's Pub, the Grill on Main.
Is that PJ's Pub? Is that in Narragansett?
No, there's one in Cranston. Oh, it's a different owner.
Oh,
Yeah,
because the place that I stay at when I'm in Rhode Island, is literally like a half block from that PJ's Pub in Narragansett. So that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. It's there's one in Cranston and Johnston, but different owners. Yeah. So it's the locals around there. It's a good scene for right now.
Cool, cool. So you do mostly solo acoustic stuff, and you're playing all over southern New England, tons of gigs, and you do your own original stuff too. And so I hear you did a competition on a very popular TV show. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's called The Big Break, and it's on the Road Show. Big Break
The Road
contest.
Show,
on
love the Road Show. I've been on a few times. Love those guys.
Absolutely, it's great. It was a lot of fun. So they start out with around 35, 40 entries. They whittle it down to 5 finalists, and then we bang it out for the title. And what we get is a music video that I recorded last week that will air on American Idol tonight, which is the finale.
Wow.
And yeah, so that's a really cool honor. And then we get to play at Twin River, the Lighthouse Bar at Twin River Casino in Lincoln, Rhode Island. So that's a cool gig too.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. That's killer.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. So basically what we do here on the rockstarter.com is we get your advice to people who, are trying to do the same thing that you're doing. They're maybe playing in their hometown and they want to take their stuff to the next level and get on a big fancy TV show and win the whole grand prize and get a video and be on American Idol and everything like you're doing. So
Great.
Whatever kind of advice you could give to the audience would be great.
My advice is, and the advice that I've been given from people in my position too, is network as much as possible, play as much as possible, play everywhere. I started out with a goal of trying to play in every city, in every town in Rhode Island, and just check out all the different places, meet as many people as I can, check out what works, what doesn't work, see the best venues, the biggest venues, and I really don't turn down a gig. That's the thing, it's one. You got to be careful with what you do, but it's one of those things where if you can branch out and it's a good opportunity, at least in my estimation, that's what I've done. Fundraising, all sorts of events, birthday parties, graduation parties, private events. I have a fitness company that hires me to go on the road with them. So I play in Chicago and Long Beach every year. It's a standing gig I've had for about 8 years now. And it's when their guys are done doing what they do, they have a social where they network within their own companies, and I play that every year. It's about a 3-hour gig.
Nice.
And it's great. Yeah, they fly me out to Chicago and Long Beach every year, like I said.
What's the company so you can give them a shout out?
Yeah, Perform Better is the name of the fitness company, Perform Better. So shout out to them, absolutely.
Right on.
They're great, absolutely. So that's one of the things. So the networking through there, and just just growing it that way, talking to as many people as you can playing as many places as you can, and just and writing and singing and playing and just keep going. That's the thing. I think people sometimes get stuck in their favorite places to play, and then they just get accustomed to it and safe there, and they know the bartender, they know these people and that, and then they just have fun, which is fine if that's what those people want. That's what you want to do. You want to be a hometown, and that's cool. But I did that, and I want to go to the next step and move on and get some bigger and bigger gigs, I guess. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I had someone who I was helping to mentor them, and they asked me, if they should play as much as possible, or should they not play a lot so that they don't overextend their draw. But my answer to that is, especially when you're at the beginning, first half of your career, is to play everywhere, play every day, every night, every morning, every bar mitzvah, every barn, anything that you can do, because it does many things. Number one, it makes you really good at what you're doing, so you perfect your craft, and it gets you in front of so many more people. So that's awesome. I think you're definitely doing the right thing.
Funny thing about that is, I used to work at the Warwick Musical Theater, and you may know where that is.
Yeah.
In Warwick, yeah, I used to work there when I was 15 years old, and I met Lionel Richie. And I asked him, because I was playing and writing at that time, and I asked him, I said, Lionel, what do I do to become like you? What do I do? And that's what he said. He said, play everywhere, and at the time there was demo tapes and everything else, Yeah. And he said, send your tapes, send your music to as many people as possible, and play as much as you can. And I'll never forget that he said that to me. It was so cool to actually talk to him anyway.
Yeah.
Talk to him. And then he said, get your music in front of as many people as possible. So that's where I went.
Absolutely, man. Great advice from you, and great advice from Lionel Richie, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what's the next step? I know before we went live, we were talking a little bit about where you're going and what you're trying to do. So what's the plan?
I think my biggest plan that I failed to mention to you is that I want to sustain my living by playing music.
Yeah.
And just do it more, and at different places, bigger venues, like we said, and sustain that, getting out my name, getting out my music to as many people as possible, across country. Right now I said I travel to Chicago and Long Beach, but I'm kind of confined to the New England area.
Yep.
And I've been doing some Connecticut, some Massachusetts, but want to branch out as much as possible and get that music to everyone, and just, like I said, make this a living playing music, singing.
Yeah, well, I think that it's a very, in my experience, it was always a juggling act between getting the gigs that you've been getting and making money and having that, like you were saying, kind of a comfortable side to it, and it's rolling and it's going well, and then the other side of it is going for bigger and better stuff and having the opportunity, like having the openings in your schedule and being able to grab those opportunities when you get them. And a lot of what I don't know if people really understand is that a lot of it is you're just going to keep sacrificing in your career, because when you start to do bigger gigs, I think that in my experience, I was getting paid a lot less to do a bigger gig, even though I could go down the street and play solo acoustic and make pretty good money for sitting there and playing songs for people.
Absolutely.
So you really have to juggle that and give yourself time and time and space to take those opportunities and go after the bigger stuff, and never underestimate, like you were saying, doing free work. If you can do fundraisers that have a lot of exposure, you have to balance it. Like, is this going to be worth not taking a solo gig? That you're going to make some money and you're going to make tips, and so that's what I had to do. But definitely, we talked about starting a band. What I did was I started a band with friends and musicians a long time ago, and it was a band. It was a democracy, and I found out real quick that not everybody is as psychotically driven as I am. So that's when I decided I'm going to hire people, and this way, I'm in charge. I am driving the whole train, and when someone doesn't live up to the crazy standards that I set, then I just find other people. And that's worked wonders for me. So that's my tip. My advice for you is when you do go to play band shows, hire guys. Make sure you pay them well, and get pros. Real killers that'll be easy to work with and will make your songs sound absolutely incredible. And I have a million of them up there and all over the country. So if you ever need anybody, let me know.
Good to know.
Cool, man. Well, you're gonna have your video debuted, right? You already shot the video.
Yeah, I did it last week
for the road show.
Yeah.
And they're debuting it tonight. This will be on the website probably in a week or two. So we'll have to see how it went, but I'm sure it's gonna be killer because it's gonna be airing like during American Idol.
Yeah, it's the finale show tonight, and we have a spot at the end of the show. I don't know exactly where it's going to fit in, but it's the end of the show.
Man, so I'm so excited for you. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, we're excited. It's going to be great.
Well, killer. Thank you, man, thank you for being on here. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success. I'll see you up in Rhode Island. We have to get together and grab a beer or something in Narragansett. PJ's Pub or something.
Absolutely.
So cool. And for everybody watching, let them know where they can find you and check out your music and buy your stuff and come and see you play.
Yeah, absolutely. Just revamped the website, which just in time for this video and everything else. It's kevinherchen.com, HERCHEN. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, I'm there. So you can always find me. And at a venue near you, if you're around in Rhode Island, that's where I'm at. So all the shows are there, and all the music's there too. So the song that is going to be on American Idol is Stronger. It's called. The song is called Stronger.
Stronger.
And on the website there's a link to listen and buy that too. So it's all set.
Awesome. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. And thanks for being on. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Hey, I'm glad I could do it, and I'm glad you asked me to. I appreciate you, and thank you very much.
All right, man. Take care.
Thanks.